talk about Betty White.
I actually got to meet her and tell her.
Don't miss this golden story about a golden girl.
Wow.
Weeknights at 6:30 on NBC 12.
Let's see what fighting looks like in our marriage.
Bring it on.
Say a prayer for Blake Shelton.
Stop pushing your butt when I push my button.
All right now.
This is not going good.
You're a time traveler. You leap into people to change history for the better.
TV's newest hit is on NBC and Peacock.
I'm a boxer in the 1970s.
He looks like he wants to kill you.
Not helping.
Sorry.
ELM Repair in Edgar is a family-owned and operated full-service diesel repair shop. From pickups to semi-trucks to heavy equipment and RV service. If it runs on diesel, we can repair it. Want more power and better mileage? Our experienced professionals will get your truck running and at peak performance. With a state-of-the-art dyno and fully stocked parts department, we can even come out to you with our 24-hour mobile repair service. ELM is always looking for passionate and talented people to join our team. The Diesel Doctor. Have it done right the first time at ELM Repair.
Up North at 4 with Nate and Jeff starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Nate Myhock. Welcome to Up North at 4. Today we'll hear about an event that is going to be raising some money for area nonprofits. We'll chat with a musical group that is set to hit the stage in the Northwoods. Plus, we're going to send a letter to every single NHL franchise. I'll explain why. But first, here's your top 4 at 4. In today's digital world, it feels like we have subscriptions and accounts for everything, but now we can even have them for Chinese food. P.F. Chang's has announced a subscription program for its chain. For every dollar spent, customers will receive 15 rewards points, and once they reach 2,000, they'll get $15 worth of credit. On top of that, those who sign up will also get unlimited free delivery. And as someone who tends to not want to do anything on the weekends, this sounds very, very tempting. While P.F. Change is making a great business move, in my opinion, a 12-year-old in the state of Georgia is looking like he might become the next big entrepreneur. Demetrius Purvis is a star quarterback and wide receiver for his youth football team. He's been dedicated to his craft and becoming the best player he can be. But Demetrius is starting to turn heads with his off-the-field ventures. He began selling air fresheners and clothing, but it was a few years ago when he was inspired to write a book. It's an ode to football written in the style of Wheels on the Bus, entirely written and drawn by himself. The book is called All Through the Game, and it has been published already. So if the whole football thing doesn't work out, and hopefully for him it does, at least Demetrius will have a solid backup plan. Speaking of football, it was an action-packed weekend on the gridiron, but the biggest battle may have actually taken place in the ocean. A now viral video was captured over the weekend of 2 humpback whales squaring off against a group of orcas. It all took place in full view of a whale watching tour. Scientists aren't quite sure what caused the animals to attack, but one of the humpback whales has been tracked by these scientists for several years, and they actually believe the whale might have been attacked by a few orcas a while ago. So this could have been a sort of revenge he was going for, and could also be the premise of a new Jaws movie in the near future. And if fighting whales doesn't frighten you, how about tree monsters in Kentucky? An artist has created several wooden statues placed alongside Lake Malone. They're made out of fiberglass, foam, and steel, and the hope is that they will bring more visitors to the park, and what better time than right before Halloween. And meteorologist Conrad Sapinski joining us now live in studio. Conrad, it's starting to feel more like Halloween weather out there. How you doing?
Yeah, it definitely is, Nate. But look at these temperatures outside today. 70 right now outside in Rhinelander. We should have done the show outside. That's how beautiful it is. Same thing in Wausau. Lots of sunshine, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures in those upper 60s. So, of course, well above our average for this time of year. We are supposed to have high temperatures around 61 degrees in Rhinelander with an average low of around 38 degrees. Look at that record high, 82 in 1922. Exactly 100 years ago, we had temperatures in the 80s. So a warmer trend has arrived, and it will be sticking around for a couple more days. So enjoy it while it lasts, because 60s and 70s have taken over across the state. Rhinelander 70 degrees, Tomahawk 71, a little bit cooler in Eagle River. Same thing in Wausau, coming in with those upper 60s, but really enjoyable weather across the state. So today is definitely the day to go out and about. But if you like roller coasters, hang on, buckle up, and let's go for a ride. Wednesday, high temperatures close to 70. Look what happens on Thursday. Yeah, morning high of 50, and then we continue to cool off. So we'll be sticking around with those 40s throughout the day on Thursday, but it will be very windy. So bring out those coats because it will feel very cold on Thursday into Friday as a cold front comes in and then keeps us on the cooler end, well below average temperatures, even into the weekend and into beginning of next week. Expect a lot of 40s and 50s in the area. Right now, mostly cloudy skies. We do have a couple of sprinkles in the western part of the state. Most of this is virga precipitation that is not reaching the ground, since we do have lots of dry air in the forecast right now. But temperatures tonight will continue to drop. But look at that low hovering around 48 degrees. We'll have more news and weather later on.
Cellcom's live local customer service is just a call or click away, so it's always clear where you can get help. What's not clear is why you just went down to the basement.
What did I?
Why you went downstairs? Unclear. Easy access to the customer care you deserve? Crystal clear. Cellcom. Clarity in a cloudy world. Save 50% on select smartphones at Cellcom September 30th through October 31st. Taxes due at sale. Restrictions apply. Visit cellcom.com/deals for details.
At a company, the culture comes from the top. Tim Michaels' company has been sued numerous times over sexual assault and harassment in the workplace. Women who worked for Michaels' company said they were groped, assaulted, and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Higher-ups at Michaels dismissed the women as liars and even fired those who spoke out. Is that what we need for Wisconsin? Tim Michaels, too radical, too divisive.
Some numbers are inspiring, some playful, some worth celebrating. After an accident, there's one critical number that helps you get your life back by factoring in your needs for today and tomorrow. That's where Habish and Rotier's numbers really add up, with over 90 years of client successes and 13 offices to help you wherever you are. No other personal injury law firm is better suited to get the amount that's right for you.
The radical left hate America and riot in our streets. They indoctrinate our children to hate America, stoking fear and envy with their lies and deceptions. Their radical woke agenda and divisive politics are tearing our country apart. Here's Mandela Barnes.
The founder of this nation, awful.
Mandela Barnes is a radical leftist. He supports their woke agenda that's causing you and your family so much pain.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Food for Kids needs volunteers for October 22nd. To help, go online or call today.
Welcome on back here to Up North at 4. Mick Fiocchi, KDO Strike, joining me now on set. I appreciate you guys coming on to chat with me, because there's a really cool event coming up in town here that's going to be giving back money to some very important nonprofits, if you will. Mick, can you tell us a little bit about what's going to be coming up here?
Well, it's a joyful song, ecumenical music event. We're very grateful to the churches that came together to sponsor this, so I want to make sure I get all of them. St. Augustine Episcopal, Emmanuel Lutheran, Calvary Baptist, First United Methodist, and it's going to be hosted at the Nativity of Our Lord Catholic Church. And they came together and formed a committee, and they voted to have our 3 nonprofit organizations be the beneficiaries of the event, which is coming up on Sunday, October 9th. And we're really just tickled. One of the things that I love about it is I've maybe met half the people on this committee. So you're already forming community just by having the event. Right. And then all kinds of musical groups have offered their services. Nobody is being paid. It's all the whole event is on a free will offering basis. and we're going to have a chili supper. Of course, if it's a church event, you have to have a supper at the end.
Of course.
And so there's going to be a chili and cornbread supper, and everything is donated, and all of the free will offerings are going to go to the 3 nonprofits. I represent NAMI Northern Lakes. We are the local chapter of the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and we're thrilled to be a part of it in this inaugural year. This event grew out of an event that was sponsored by a different church over recent years, and they're hoping this year with the committee to kind of grow the event.
Absolutely. And Katie, you're joining us. You're a member of one of the groups that is going to be receiving some money from this event with the Tri-County Council. Can you tell us just a little bit about some of the work that you guys are doing there and what you guys are doing for the community?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Katie, and I'm the Domestic Violence Program Coordinator over there. We serve 3 counties, so Vilas, Forest, and Oneida County, and we serve victims of domestic violence and sexual assault, as well as their families, too. So we do kind of a bunch of different things for victims. We can do like court navigation, and that really looks like helping somebody to kind of navigate through those legal systems. SANE accompaniment, a sexual assault nursing exam, we can be there to support them. We do have a safe shelter here in Oneida County, and that operates 24/7, so we really want to let people know that. A survivor is going to be knowing when they can leave and when it's safest for them to leave, and if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, they can always give us a call.
Yeah, and I think NAMI, obviously, the Tri-County Council, and then the Boys and Girls Club will also be receiving money as well. I think these are great causes, and I don't think anybody would argue against that. And I think, I don't know if people realize like how much, like you need resources for these groups to function, right? Yeah. So I'm sure it's one of those things where, Mick, you can probably speak to this, where just a little bit can go a very long way.
You bet. I mean, any of the 3 of us I think of the Boys and Girls Club as the newest nonprofit organization in the Rhinelander area, and so they're all community organizations supported by the community at large. And so when you've got a group like this group of people that came together to have this event, and then they're recognizing our organizations as the ones they wanted to, it's just very gratifying to be a part of something that so many people support, and what they're saying is that the mission of NAMI is to serve people with mental illnesses and their families. Well, that's 20% of everybody seeks treatment for mental illness every year, so it's a lot of people that will benefit from the donations that come in. And I know Boys and Girls Club is a brand new organization, but something that was badly needed in our community, and we're grateful to have them here. And so one of the other things that I thought about, actually when I was driving down here, churches are places of worship, right, first and foremost, but they're also community organizations. And when you have a group of these organizations getting together to try to figure out how to support your mission, it is just deeply gratifying, and and to be associated with the Boys and Girls Clubs and the Tri-County Council is it's just an honor to be mentioned in the same breath with those groups, with the great work that they're doing. And it's gratifying to have a community in which we can have this wide range of nonprofit organizations and have the community come together and support all of them.
Yeah, and I think I speak for everyone here when I say we appreciate all the work that you guys are doing for the community. Unfortunately, we are running out of time, so we'll have to throw it to break, but we wish you guys the best of luck with this event and, of course, in the future as well. In the meantime, though, stick with us. We'll be right back on Up North at 4.
Hey, here's a fun fact. 3 out of 4 members of Congress were already professional politicians before they even got to D.C. And then they cash in and become lobbyists. That ain't me. I'm Derek Van Orden, retired Navy SEAL with 26 years of service. And I will pass term limits and ban congressmen from ever becoming lobbyists. I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message. Let's try something different. Let's change the people we send to D.C.
It's the final days of Antigo's Lakeland Furniture. October 9th is the final day. After 35 years of business, Lakeland Furniture in Antigo is closing its doors. Save now while the selection is best. Save on quality furniture for every room in your home. Make us an offer. No reasonable offer will be refused during Lakeland Furniture and Mattress in Antigo's final days. Reclining sofas, sectionals, recliners, bedroom and dining sets. Free financing available and all credit levels welcome. Hurry in. Final day, October 9th.
Start saving on your automotive needs now at Menards. Get superior engine protection with Valvoline's Max Life Motor Oil. This oil is formulated to protect vehicles with higher mileage to keep your engine running its best. All Valvoline Motor Oil is 11% off. Protect your boats and recreational vehicles with RV and Marine antifreeze. Its burst-proof protection is formulated to defend freezing temperatures down to negative 50 degrees. Pick up a gallon for $2.99 after 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
I worked in law enforcement for more than 30 years. I know what it takes to keep our community safe. Mandela Barnes stands with Defund the Police and supports no cash bail that releases dangerous criminals back into our communities. Barnes supports sanctuary cities and spending millions of taxpayer dollars on illegal immigrants. Take it from me, the bad guys belong in jail, and Mandela Barnes belongs nowhere near the Senate.
Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Welcome back to Up North at 4. I'm joined now over Zoom by Ernie Haas, Decades of Love, if I'm not mistaken, right? Is that the name of your, I don't know if the show this year? You're a trained singer, I know. You're going to be in Eagle River this weekend for a show. Mm-hmm. And I've been told many, many good things about your talents, Ernie. Thanks for taking the time to chat with me today.
My pleasure, Nate. Thanks for taking the Zoom call.
Yeah,
don't you love the new technology?
I know. Don't we all? Don't we all? And I know that Decades of Love, that is the name of the show that you guys are putting together. Tell me a little bit about it and kind of what people could expect this weekend.
Yeah, thanks for asking. Decades of Love is a brand new show where we highlight the greatest love songs, or I should say our favorite love songs, Signature Sound's favorite love songs of the past 100 years. So we start in 1920 and work our way all the way to 2020 and the present. And we make it a musical review. So yeah, it started out as a studio album, recording some love songs during the pandemic that we wanted to give to our wives on Valentine's Day. But quickly we saw that this was morphing into more than just a studio album. It was definitely a musical review, a live show. And so we're touring that for the next 3 weeks at the Decades of Love tour. And so we're so excited.
So we're going literally an entire century back. You said 1920 is when it starts and then eventually works its way up to the present.
Yeah.
We even find songs going back that far.
Yeah. Well, the 20s were pretty hard, but we did find a few. And the most notable would have been It Had to Be You. Okay. It Had to Be You, which has been in so many different movies and scores and so many of the greats. But, 1920, 30s, and 40s, that is what we call the Great American Songbook. So every artist from Bing Crosby to Nat King Cole, everybody recorded these songs. They were our songs. And so once you get out of the 40s and hit the 50s, then that's when doo-wop happened and the musical landscape changed. 60s, the Beatles, and then it just keeps on going. So for us, the guiding light was we're a quartet. And so we collaborate, we make tight harmony. So we had a list of songs we wanted to record. And then pretty soon we started seeing that those songs didn't lend itself to harmony. And so we let that be our guiding light. How can we collaborate together and create a lush sound to these classic songs, staying true to the original intent, but modifying it a little bit just to give it our taste, our heart.
When we spoke to Jenny Rotz last week, she mentioned that when you guys visited a few years ago to Northland Pines High School, people left it saying, that was the best show I've ever seen. Wow. So, I mean, the bar is pretty high for you here. I feel like you gotta be able to top that, right? So
well, I feel that pressure.
Hey, not to put it all on your shoulders, of course, but obviously you guys are going to be there this weekend. What could people expect? I mean, obviously Decades of Love, they're going to be hearing all these love songs and kind of your guys' spin on them. But what do you want people to kind of walk away from the show having felt by the end of it?
Man, that's a great question because that's exactly what we want. I don't want to overanalyze it, but already we've been touring and singing a few of these songs in our gospel concerts. So I'm just going to tell you the latest testimonial, I should say. I got a call from a dear friend in Gadsden, Alabama. Her husband, Harvey, passed away 2 years ago, and they're just dear friends of mine. And she said, I can't quit playing that Decades of Love. And I said, really? That surprised me. Why? She goes, because it makes me remember the good times with Harvey. I said, does it make you sad? She goes, I'm always sad. This just makes me a happy sad because it brings back great memories. And so that's what I want people to know is that, hey, we're going to show up. We're going to try to give you an excellent performance. We've got the 4 guys on stage. We've got brand new blue tuxedos that we're going to wear. I got a 6-piece band behind me. So we're actually upping the production value from when we were there last with an LED wall behind us and some beautiful accents. But these songs, people dated to, they got married to, they rocked their babies to, their grandchildren to. So these are just more than just great songs of love. They're that, but there's so much more. They help people to reminisce because this is the soundtrack to people's lives. And so we're trying our best when we leave the venue that night to present these in such a way that I want to believe that some old man's going to reach over and grab his wife's hand, and maybe there's been some coldness for years, and maybe he's going to say, we get home, let's dance. And people just fall in love again and start dating again and stop and tune out the culture and all the chaos and all the things that divide us. And what Roberta Flack saying, we didn't record the song, but what this world needs now, love, sweet love. So I think it's a timely recording, a timely tour, and I can't wait to present it.
I'm excited to hear about it. And Ernie, I know a lot of people are very excited to come out and see you guys perform this weekend. That's all the time that I am going to have for you. And I appreciate you sitting down with me. And of course,
my pleasure.
We wish you the best of luck during this tour and with your upcoming show. In the meantime, though, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back on it.
Thank you.
Under Governor Evers, hardworking Wisconsin families are being left behind. We're paying more for food, gas, everything. And Tony Evers tried to make us pay even more, a 20% gas tax increase, doubling the tax on home heating bills. And while Evers puts the squeeze on us, he wanted to give taxpayer-funded benefits to people who refuse to work. He even opposes drug testing welfare recipients. Tony Evers is leaving hard-working Wisconsin families behind.
Wet basements, cracked walls, musty crawl spaces, and settling concrete only get worse with time. And the longer they're left untreated, the more money they cost to repair. SureDry has been focused on stabilizing foundations and repairing basements and concrete for over 28 years. We understand the root causes of foundation and concrete problems and work closely with those we serve to develop permanent solutions. If you have concerns with your foundation or concrete, call us for a free estimate today. Because these issues won't get better with time, they only get better with SureDry.
Ron Johnson's at it again, lying about my taxes. Let's be clear, my taxes are paid in full, but there were times I was getting by on peanut butter sandwiches. And that's why I support a tax cut for the middle class. Put more money in your pockets, because I know how hard you work. But Johnson used his tendency to write a loophole that gave huge tax cuts to himself and his biggest donors, leaving us with crumbs. And that's how we get left behind. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Come to Carpet City Flooring Center's biggest sale and get the best for free. Through Saturday, get free installation on our best-selling carpet, free estimates, and interest-free financing. That's right. Free carpet installation, free estimates, and interest-free financing. Only at Carpet City Flooring Center. Come see why contractors and designers choose Carpet City Flooring Center for their flooring needs. And get the best for free.
Carpet City, our prices will floor you.
Welcome on back here to Up North at 4. Conrad, when you moved to America, you grew up in the New York area. Of course, a lot of great sports franchises there. I know you're a
Yankees.
I was about to say, I know you're a huge baseball fan. But lucky, you had like several hockey teams to choose from.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, there's a whole variety.
Are you like a big hockey guy?
I do like hockey. You know, the Stanley Cup they had going on last year. I was watching it, almost forgot the Stanley Cup. But yeah, it's called the Stanley Cup. Not a big hockey fan, but I watch it.
Yeah, you can watch it. And, you know, we got a taste of what hockey at the NHL level might look like in Wisconsin. The Blackhawks and the Minnesota Wild played a game at the Pfizer Forum. It was the first NHL game in the state of Wisconsin in a couple of decades, actually. It was just a preseason game, but it was pretty cool to at least see some teams hitting the ice in Milwaukee because, you know, like you were mentioning, Jeff and I were out practicing with the Wisconsin Wendigo last week. Didn't go so well for the two of us, and obviously we are rooting for the Wendigo. That's sort of our hometown, home area team here in the northern Wisconsin, but there's no NHL franchise.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm taking it upon myself to write a letter to all 32 NHL franchises because we don't have a team in Wisconsin, so who do you root for, right?
Exactly.
I mean, you grew up in the New York area, so you at least have, like, someone to
couple
choose.
teams.
Couple
they should
teams
share at least, you know.
Yeah, so I'm sending these out to all 32 teams. I'm saying to whom it may concern. The great state of Wisconsin tragically does not have an NHL franchise. We, the folks of our afternoon talk show up north at 4 with Nate and Jeff, would love to have a team to root for. I go on giving some background about Jeff and I, our hockey experience, which is like zero. It's very little. And so I just asked them one simple question: why should we be fans of your team? And I've literally gone and spent like an hour like handwriting all these envelopes.
Yeah, didn't they just make a new team for hockey in Las Vegas?
They got a team in Vegas, team in Seattle.
Where's the Wisconsin one?
That's what I'm saying.
What are they
I
doing?
know, but if we're not going to get one, we should root for one.
I'll sign it with you.
So that's going to be something that we're going to have to figure out in the near future. In the meantime, we have to take a break. We'll be right back on Up North at 4.
We're paying more for food, gas, and rent. But Tony Evers wants to take even more of our money. He tried to raise the gas tax by 20% and double the tax on our heating bills. Evers wanted to use our tax dollars to pay people who refuse to work. And he wanted to give taxpayer-funded benefits to those who entered our country illegally. Evers even opposed drug testing for those getting welfare. We just can't afford 4 more years of Tony Evers.
You didn't live this strong, this long, to get put on the shelf like a porcelain doll. But 1 out of 2 women over 50 will suffer a fracture from osteoporosis. You should know you can build new bone with Evenity for postmenopausal women with osteoporosis at high risk for fracture. Ask your doctor if you can do more than just slowing down bone loss with Evenity. Want stronger bones? Then build new bone. Evenity can help in just 12 months. Evenity is proven to reduce spine fracture risk by 73%.
Evenity can increase risk of heart attack, stroke, or death from a cardiovascular problem. Do not take Evenity if you have low blood calcium or are allergic to it. Serious allergic reactions and low blood calcium have occurred. Tell your doctor about jawbone problems, as they have been reported with Evenity, or about pain in your hip, groin, or thigh, as unusual thigh bone fractures have occurred.
Don't let a break put you on a shelf. Talk to your doctor about building new bone with Evenity.
Violent crime up across Wisconsin. Families nervous about their safety. Yet Mandela Barnes called for releasing half of Wisconsin's jailed inmates. That would mean releasing over 10,000 criminals right into our neighborhoods. 10,000 reasons your family would be in more danger. Barnes also supported defunding the police. 10,000 more criminals with fewer police to protect us. What could go wrong? Wisconsin Truth Bank is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Let's see what fighting looks like in our marriage.
Bring it on. Say a prayer for Blake Shelton.
Stop pushing your butt when I push my button.
All right, now.
This is not going good.
You're a time traveler. You leap into people to change history for the better.
TV's newest hit is on NBC and Peacock.
I'm a boxer in the 1970s.
He looks like he wants to kill you.
Not helping.
Sorry.
Food for Kids needs volunteers for October 22nd. To help, go online or call today.
All right, Conrad, I mentioned it earlier in the show. Halloween is right around the corner, and it actually looks like the weather, the temperatures at least, are starting to cooperate a little bit. Gonna be going...
Yeah, it's like a roller coaster ride. I don't know if you like roller coasters. I love roller coasters. So let's go on a ride. Taking a look outside. Temperatures are going to be warm today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. But look what happens Thursday and Friday. We have a big cold front coming in. It's going to really cool us off, Nate.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Well, thank you,
Bring
Conrad.
out those jackets.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow at Up North at 4.
Winter's coming. Fight back against rust and protect your investment with Rust Solutions underbody rust proofing for vehicles, trailers, and dump trucks. Call to make your appointment today.
My thoughts on laser therapy to me is awesome. I mean, it really, really made a big difference. Every time I came here, I noticed an improvement. I mean, I was starting to do things that I couldn't do a week before, and so I'm totally grateful for it. Integrated Pain Solutions got me back to my normal trucking and equipment handling life. Thank you.